Hello! Today's episode, we're going to be getting in some reps, doing some exercises. We're going through, we started this last night, and I want to pick up getting more reps myself. What better way than through the BlackMagic design training website? So I put this link in the description, where you can download the PDF that I'm going to be going through. And there's also lesson files that you can download and follow along with. But yeah, I recommend picking those up because I saw some comments in YouTube and people seem to be like really following along. And I want to keep providing the value, make sure that we're all learning together. What better way than through the visual effects guide here. So let me see. Let's Twitch. I want to open up the chat on the Twitch side. Let's see. Cool. Cool. All right, so back on the manual. A little different. This is a different one. It's not the regular manual. You got to go to this link, or you can download this. It's at the bottom of the page, or like in the middle. You go down right here. And so today, I was thinking it'd be cool if we just do these exercises, really solidify the concepts, get those reps in. So last stream, yesterday's, we did the compositing split screens. That was at the end. And it was neat. It was good. It was a good one. So let's just follow along. Start with the replacing a sky. And I'm going to be doing it along with you. I don't know if I'm going to be reading out loud every single word on these. But I'll be talking about it for sure. All right, let's open this up. So this was it. This can be renamed. This was the Fusion 18 exercises. Okie dokie. Right, cool. This is where we left off yesterday. Quick clip where we did a split screen. That's not the right term. It was a compositing, yeah, it was split screen. That is the right term. Where we combine the better take and replace her with the other shot. This was shot 1. This was shot 2. And we wanted to take out this shot, but keep this one. So we cut it out, track them together, and then put a transform and untrack them, do an unsteady, and the final result. All right, and again, this was from the lesson files. There's instructions on how to load up the lesson files. So this is going to be replacing the sky, which is relevant for the project I'm working on as well, with the title sequence. And I want to open one more thing for Twitch. But my name is Aptitude. Thanks for hanging out. Replacing the sky. One of the most common problems with shooting outdoors is the sky. Either the location or time of day you are shooting lacks the drama your scene calls for, or your camera lacks the dynamic range to expose the foreground without overexposing the sky. The good news is, as far as visual effects go, sky replacement isn't all that difficult once you know the basic node structure. This lesson is going to take approximately an hour, which would be cool. I think we might get 3 of these done. We might kind of blast through 3 of these. And the goals are retaining a clip's resolution, controlling a composition's resolution, compositing using the Darken apply mode. So we'll get a little more precise with our modes, applications, adding effects from the effects library, fixing holes in a key, embedding alpha into an image, tracking the sky into position, fixing interrupted trackers, blending in the original sky, and practice exercise. What's your goal with this? On YouTube, I'm getting a comment from GP. Thanks for tuning in, GP. I wanna level up my compositing skills. I also wanna level up my streaming skills. So I'm combining the two. And what better way than just go through, read the manual, and do the exercises and see who appears on stream. Hopefully provide some value and level this up so that I can combine VFX with my other thing that I really want to get deeper into, which is Unreal Engine. I realize I'm kind of lacking in the editing realm, or the VFX realm, compositing. So I'm reading all about it, making sure I don't miss anything, and building a strong foundation in the process. At least I hope. That's my goal. I hope it's happening. I think it is. Pretty sure. Making some progress, day by day. But let's see. Fixing trackers, blending in the original sky, practice exercise, and then the lesson review. So in this lesson, you'll learn an indispensable node structure for a sky replacement. During the process of learning how to perform a sky replacement, you'll also look closer at compositing images of different resolution. Yeah, so we actually did a sky replacement a few episodes back with the intro title sequence. Let's see if we did the right workflow. Again, if you want to join me, you can go to the link that is in the YouTube description, and you download the lesson guide, or the lesson materials here. Right here, and then you, on the home page, you go here, you right click, and you can restore project archive. That's how you load up the project. So let's see, in the timeline, this is part 1, start timeline. Move the playhead over the second edit and the second red marker. And then this is how you load in. Cool. I'm new to editing and Resolve now. Goal is to have. Oh, nice. 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 Yeah, ideally I'll be using this for things that make money. That's another big goal of mine. I want to use it to make better YouTube videos. But that's my approach. I commend you on your goal, and I wish you good luck. But yeah, so that's the idea. Is this is kind of a place to hang out and get familiar with different concepts. you know, get in the repetitions, do some exercises. That's what I'm doing, and try and level up. This is primarily I've been in the Fusion page. That's been like the VFX side of things. We haven't really gotten into actual editing yet. It's been VFX, like single shot edits and how to make cool effects and that type of thing. Some animation. But yeah, haven't even covered the editing stuff yet. Although I'll mention, I think these guides are going to be good to go through. I haven't gone through this yet, but I think instead of reading the entire manual, I think I might brush up on everything by going through these. That's kind of my thinking. Because I did one I found this yesterday. Somebody linked it yesterday. It was really good. I admire your patience with the manual. If you got the time, it's a good way to move forward, I guess. My opinion is that VFX and animations are the hardest part. Yep, that's why I wanted to read it, so that I was at least sure I wasn't missing any key parts. These exercises are also kind of crucial now that we're at this point, because it's like, yeah, this is practice. Reading through was like familiarizing myself with the workspace and every single like nook and cranny of the program, and now this is like getting some practice. But prior to this series, I did have some experience. Like I worked a little bit in Premiere, and then I was familiar with After Effects. But I wanted to properly, like, fully approach DaVinci Resolve. And so that's how I chose to do it. But to each their own. Let's see, DaVinci Resolve in general and the Fusion page specifically are resolution independent. Skipping through, like the clips you worked on with lesson 2, this second edit in the timeline also includes 2 layers. Select the foreground clip on video track 2 and press D to disable this clip in the viewer and reveal the sky with the rainbow on track 1. What is oh, because we got this. Okay, so if you're on the edit page, that reveals the background. So we're going to put this rainbow sky back here. In this layer comp, the sky with the rainbow is a still photo with a resolution of 3088, not quite 4K. And the foreground clip on video track 2 is 1080p. The timeline is all set at 1080 HD. As you can see, the sky with rainbow has some buildings along the bottom, which we don't want to see in the sky replacement. Since this is a high-res photo, we can scale it up without losing any quality. Because Fusion is fully integrated into DaVinci Resolve, the layering transforms you perform on the edit page timeline carry over to the Fusion page. I actually did not know that. So from here, we turn this off with D, and then we can zoom in. I wanted to flip this too. This, and then we can, what is it? Flip. You select the foreground, select both. So same thing as yesterday, we can select both, right click, and do a new Fusion clip. Then we hop into here, and it's pre-made for us. And they're saying to hop into the Fusion page. The lesson uses dual viewers. if your workspace is using a single viewer, like what I'm doing this on, click the dual viewer button in the upper right corner. Oh, sweet. Thanks for the follow. Justin Gaming. So the lesson uses dual viewer. They're saying in the upper right corner. I'm not doing that. All right, because then it's gonna be hidden. So let's see. Hover your mouse over viewer 2, drag the thing. You can see that it's a 1080p float 32. And then with your mouse still over viewer 2, press Command F and fit the image to the viewer once more. Really? Okay, so as long as this is coming in as the, well, it's coming in as the background. This is foreground. So this image, I thought that was going to be 4K. I thought this photo was 4K, or almost. But anyways, you hold Shift, you can bring in a transform. Hold Shift. Here's transform here. And you can now move it around a little bit more. Bring it in here. Okay, so for this one, kind of move it around how you want. And then as you scale the back image, it reveals a transparency around the edges as if the background clip has a resolution of 1080. The beauty of Fusion Clip is that it allows you to use the intuitive tools of the edit page to layer, trim, and align your clips before bringing them into the Fusion page. However, the new Fusion Clip is created at the timeline resolution. Yeah. If your source clips and timelines have the same resolution as you had in lesson 2, then the Fusion Clip is the most efficient way to set up your comp. However, if you are dealing with clips larger than the timeline resolution, with a large photo of the sky where we only want to use a small area, let's look at a different technique that will allow us to work with clips at mixed resolutions. I believe it's going to be bringing in from the media. Do you know? Yeah. Yep. Yep. The control on YouTube, GP saying, do you know that control plus space is a quick way to add nodes in Fusion? Yep. If we wanted to do this, we could do that. Transform. Boop. That's usually, yeah, that's like the quicker way. But I like this way because it's kind of visual. I feel like with this lesson where we're going through it, I'm trying to like annotate myself as I go along, so that if people are following, it's easier. I saw some comments on the YouTube videos, and it made me want to be more like deliberate with some of this stuff. I don't know, but it does seem like a lot of people that tune in know their way around. So I don't know, trying to figure out the audience, you know. So this is, however, the new Fusion Clip is created at the timeline resolution. If your source clips and timelines have the same resolution, however, if you are dealing with clips larger than the timeline resolution, then a Fusion Clip will resize them. So this is how to do mixed resolution. You can, unlike a Fusion Clip, bringing a single clip, yeah, okay. So return to the edit page and choose Edit Undo, and undo the Fusion Clip in the timeline. Okay, so we just did that to demonstrate that we kind of lose some of the This turns into a 1080p, which is actually, we're losing pixels. They disappear when we do it this way. So they're saying go backwards, go back. You can do return to the edit page and choose undo, and then select the foreground and disable it. Select the sky image and reset the scale you applied in the inspector. Switch to the Fusion page. If a clip or track is disabled, clicking the Fusion page button takes the first enabled clip under the playhead. Okay, and then in this case, it switches to the Fusion page of the sky only from video 1. So they're saying disable that, and then you can just hop right into Fusion, and it takes it because it's on the bottom level. And now we're working in this sort of almost 4K, or whatever that is. Very close to 4K. And then we've got the higher quality, resolution, open the media pool, and from the sky replace bin. Yeah, so they're saying go up here now. This is the better way to do it. We go to the sky replace, and we throw this in, and we plug it in. Oh, not there, not to the media out. We plug it in to here, and that's it. We're done. We can open and do the sky replace. Drag the foreground clip to an empty place in the node editor, and then press 1 to see it in viewer 1. Above, you'll see that it's 1080p. Just like single elements brought in from the edit page, elements from the media pool always retain their original size. Keep the media organized. Let's rename the nodes so that the names are more descriptive. So these are just best practices, right? Rename the media 1 to sky. So this one, F2, brings up the rename, and then I do sky. And they wanted this one be actors, all capital, like we're yelling it. With all the media edits, highest resolution, and our nodes named appropriately, we can begin creating the sky replacement. Woohoo. Drag the output of the actors node onto the output of the sky node to automatically create a merge node. Oops. Yes. So you can go like this, like that. And then viewer 2 now shows a comp that uses the resolution of the larger sky with the smaller 1080p foreground in the middle. A fundamental concept in Fusion is that the background input of a merge node determines the resolution of the merge's node's output. Right. So whatever the background is determines what the composition is. There are a couple of ways to control the resolution of a comp, but we will use a background tool. The resize and crop nodes also modify the resolution of a clip. And then drag the background tool from the toolbar to an empty place in the node editor. So we can just put it there. And in the inspector, click the image tab. Image. The background tools image tab in the inspector includes controls for the background image resolution. And then click the auto resolution button to disable the automatic resolution setting and enter 1920 by 1080. So right now, since this is the original comp, and it's like 3888 or whatever for the size. When you add a background tool, it comes in as 38888 as well. And we do 19, 20, 1080. Bloop. And then the easiest technique to accomplish this is to use a background node. And then select the background node, and from the toolbar, click to add a merge node. Or we could do more, yeah, so they're just saying you could grab it from here. The common stuff bar. The common stuff bar. And then select the merge node and press 1 to see the black solid color of the background node in the viewer. Then hover your mouse pointer over viewer 2, hold the command key, and scroll the middle mouse until you can see the resolution in the top right corner. What? Then hover your mouse over viewer 2, hold the command key or control key, and scroll the middle mouse until you can see the resolution. Oh, no, they're just saying just zoom. Okay. So just do that. But there, okay. In the top right corner. The merged node now uses a resolution of 1980 by 1920 by 1080. If we connect the larger sky node to the foreground, it will be cropped, not resized, by the merges resolution. So they're saying sky, they're saying combine it in here. We're gonna put it in here. Then we're probably gonna switch them, right? And then drag the output of the sky node to the green foreground. Yeah, they're saying to switch them. We can put it here and here, but that doesn't actually switch them. We just do Control T. Now the background is the 1080, and the foreground is cropped, but it still has the information that we want. We zoom out, still got it. Ta-da! Compositing using the Darken apply mode. Compositing using the Darken apply mode. Compositing typically requires an alpha channel or matte. Yeah, we don't even have to change this. That just changes the, that's like a core concept, right? Something that you'll be doing quite a lot when changing the background sizes. Getting that clear. So compositing using the Darken apply mode. Compositing typically requires an alpha channel or matte, as we used in lesson 1 with the HUD. Oh, we didn't do that one, but whatever. Mattes or alpha channels are used to tell the software which areas of the foreground it needs to cut out to reveal the background. In our case, we have two elements, the live action scene of the actors and our sky picture, neither of which have an alpha channel. When starting a sky replacement, some people might be inclined to reach for a Luma keyer immediately. That's what I did in the previous project that we're still kind of working on. A Luma keyer is a tool that creates a matte based on the luminance of an image, like an overexposed sky. However, it is usually not the right tool for the sky replacement. At least it's not the right tool to handle the edges of a sky replacement. A much better choice is to start with an apply mode located in the merge you already have. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So this is the actors, and this one, it's like this one is the background of the sky. And so if we set this to, well, let's see, let's get this clear. Let's read this one. This is important. So select merge one. And in the inspector, set the apply mode to darken, sometimes called minimum. Oh, that's good. Why don't they just call it darken? Oh, here it is. That's it. And that's it. Now we're done. No. Okay, and then the darken apply mode shows the darkest pixel wherever the foreground and background overlap. Since the sky image is darker than the overexposed sky in the actors' clip, most of the sunset sky displays. However, there are lots of issues we need to deal with before getting a good-looking sky replacement. So the channel booleans node also contains a minimum node and can be used in place of a merge. Channel booleans, I have not really used that one ever since we skimmed over it. But you can use the channel booleans node and then select the sky in the node editor, and in the toolbar, click the transform node. The larger sky image is cropped, not resized. You can still have access to the entire sky image. You are just looking at it through a 1920 by 1080 window. The transform node will allow you to reposition the larger sky. We can put it how we want, where we want. I want a perfect rainbow. We gotta perfectly position this rainbow. Yeah, that's good. And let's, oh. Select the sky in the editor, in the node editor, and in the toolbar, click the transform. Right. Now, I want the rainbow. Hey, BD. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Adding effects from the effects library. Up until now, we've added nodes using either the select tool dialog summoned using the shift spacebar command or the toolbar. These are great when you know what you're doing, but if you want to browse, you can hit the effects button. That's what it's for. And then although switching to darken mode in the previous section took care of the edges, we'll have to make a Luma keyer to handle the transparency we see over the actors and hillside. Oh, that's a little different from what I expected. Makes sense. Okay. And then in the upper left, you can click the effects here. Had a nice day. Ooh, new lens kits? Nice. That's fun. Were they, I remember you talking about, wait, what were they? For the, is this like a whole new lens kit? I've never even been to a tennis match. How was it? So in here, we're looking for tools and then the mats. Mat. And then we're going to the Luma keyer. And we're going to be putting it on the actors. I placed it on by holding shift and then placing it on the wires for the node, whatever these things are called. But they're demonstrating that you could also grab here and connect it to the Luma keyer and then connect the Luma keyer to the merge. Great, there's a large tennis tournament going on not too far away. I've been driving down there every day, catching a few matches. Oh, nice. Nice. Tennis is fun. I played it a little bit, just a tiny bit, just for fun. but I never really got too deep into it. Is everybody doing the classic like back forth? So we can see the Luma key here by pressing 1 here. Is this... I have to Google who I am just really so bad with names. But let me see. Carlos. Oh, so that's the professional. Yeah, the professional tennis players. Nice. What is this for? This is which tournament is this? Oh my god. The prize money for tennis is so high. I'm actually like a competitive bowler, and the money in bowling is just atrocious. I mean, just it's basically nothing. The BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells. Dang, I should have been a tennis player, not a bowler. That was a mistake. No, no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Let's see. If we press 1, we can see the transparency that the Luma keyer does. And what's that say? Right away, we see the semi-transparent checkerboard pattern that represents transparency with the Luma keyer settings. Because you will create a matte, it can be helpful to view the alpha channel in the viewer instead of the RGB image that is currently visible. An alpha channel is a 4th channel that accompanies the RGB. In viewer 1, you can just check out the alpha by clicking this and going here. Ah, ooh. Good way to approach it. And then there's more here, more interesting stuff. The viewer displays a grayscale image that represents the transparency based on the Luma key. In the inspector, drag the high threshold slider to the left until the majority of the sky appears solid white. The high threshold should end around 0.8. Huh. Interesting. And an important thing to understand about mattes is that they need to contain pure black and pure white. Gray areas, as mentioned above, will be semi-transparent mix of foreground and background. That's okay for glass, but most of the time, areas will be either all foreground or all background. Right now, the sky is completely white, but the background of the actors isn't pure black. Drag the low threshold, oh wow, never done it this way, to the right to darken as much of the actors and rock as you can without darkening the sky. The low threshold should end up around 0.75. Wow. To smooth the harsh edges, drag the blur slider to about 0.5. Did they say 0.5? 0.5. 5. And then we now have areas of mostly pure black and pure white. What's the kit for? Which camera? Unfortunately for us, there are many highlights on the actors and some darker areas in the upper left of the sky that will cause problems in our map. So this is fixing holes in the sky. So the remaining problems we have are the areas where white still shows through due to the very bright highlights over the actor. Yep, we're having that, so we got to use the dilate sky. The erode dilate node expands or shrinks. And this says, wait, this stuff is good. There is also a problem in the upper left. Let's tackle the rocks and actors first. Instead of laboriously drawing a mat or painting out the holes, which is what I would have done, we will use an easier method. Enter the erode dilate node. An erode dilate node expands or shrinks the edges of a mat. But isn't that going to go out too far over here? In the node editor, select the Luma keyer. And from the filter category in the effects library, click the erode dilate. We go effect, erode dilate here. I mean, we could just do erode dilate with by pressing shift space and then pressing that, but where is that? Where is that here? In the node editor, select the Luma keyer, and from the filter category in the effects library, filter. Oh, it's in filter. Here. Okay. And we add that on to the bottom here. Press 1 to look at it. So we plug it in here. It's on. And we can turn this up or turn it down like the other direction. But that's what I'm curious about with the edge here. Is that really what we want? Hey, Rana Joy. Rana Joy shill. Rana. So we turn that to negative 0.05. I went all the way to 0.8, but let's turn it to 5 like they recommend. Yo, DC's the Alexa Mini LF or Venice 2, most likely. So what's the kit? I mean, like, is it for... Oh yeah, was that the one you were talking about? You were excited to give that one a try? I remember you mentioning that a few days ago. It was like the... I did. I saw a mention like on a news feed. But yeah, Nikon bought red. That's interesting. I didn't look too much. I didn't look into it further than just seeing the headline though. Any thoughts on that? What's that mean? So moving to the left means that it's going to expand the edges and cover more. You say I haven't heard of Nikon in the last 5 years? Nothing to write home about. Yeah, okay. The camera I have is a Nikon. But that's not it is. But But I guess yeah, well, no, I mean, to be honest, when you guys are talking about hardware and equipment, that's really kind of outside my realm of knowledge. So I like that you guys are bringing it up, but how much I can provide in terms of like insight or opinion on hardware, I really, that's where I'm blind. I feel like the conversations we have are catching me up quickly, at least bringing my awareness to like what's what. It was more impressive when they bought MRMC. My camera is a DSLR. Mark Roberts motion control. Huh. That's cool. So today, from yesterday, where we left off with the visual effects guide on this page, I think this is good stuff. I want to go through it and check out the exercises. So that's what I'm doing. I'm reading through the visual effects guide exercises and trying to narrate along. Hopefully, people started commenting on YouTube. They were saying that like they were watching this and that it was help for them, and like some people were going through them watching. So I want to keep on with the educational stuff and trying to provide value. Also, like I need to get in more reps myself. I need to do more exercises. So more birds with single stones. That's what I'm about. But you're saying the Alexa Mini LF and Venice 2 are just standard cameras for us. Standard. Simple. The nuke files? Yeah. There's so many here though. There's like, look, check this out. We'll see. We'll see how this goes today. But I already feel like it's going pretty well. Like it's pretty, I'm picking up a lot of smaller insights. Like right now today, this one is the background replace, the sky replace. And you know the comp that we did the other few days ago? I did a sky replace and it was not quite right. And this is really helpful. I might just continue doing these. But this is the VFX. I want to do this first. And then maybe I'm even going to try out some of the colorist stuff. Like instead of reading the manual, I might just go through this stuff. Like the coloring and the Fairlight and the editing. Oh yeah, I like what you're saying about the After Effects. I follow a guy. I just started following a guy on Instagram who's doing like these cool motion graphics how-to tutorials, you know, like for Instagram that are like 15 seconds. And yeah, I was thinking about doing that for DaVinci Resolve. Like figuring out how to do those effects and then making a similar video but for DaVinci Resolve. But this one first. Yeah, we don't have to pay. We got the manual. This is good. But let's see. Moving the amount to the left is the negative, expands the edges, covering up the holes. Unfortunately, it also expands the border of the rocks. That's what I was saying. So it pushes this out that way. It goes through a nice in-depth workflow and very nice character to them so far. What do you mean? Oh, but the lens kit is the Tribe 7 Blackwing. I want to check that. Tribe 7. What a cool name. Or Blackwing 7. Oh, for the Leica. These lenses are crazy. I used to, there's a plugin that simulated these lenses for Red Giant. I forget what that was called. It was called Lens Flare or something. And they had little infographics of what they were simulating. And it was like these crazy lenses. This is so nuts. This is like, this is what the lens is. Like, we magnify it and then we unmagnify it and then we remagnify it in a different way, but then we have to unmagnify it, but then we remagnify it, then we magnify it, and then we unmagnify it, and then it comes out scientifically beautiful. The light comes in and then bounces in different ways. Or it's refraction, refracting through. But what is this? What is this? It's refracting, like, why are they demonstrating two? This is supposed to be light that's coming through? And how it comes through? Oh, so if it's coming through on the edge, it's gonna refract through like this. And then if it's coming through the middle-ish, it's gonna refract through like this and get processed over here. Is that what this is? And then if it's straight, it just goes straight through. But if it's like here, it's gonna go like slightly up and then maybe over here. Is that how you read this? Okay, so we can press 1 for the erode dilate, and then in the inspector, in the amount slider, type 0.08. Oh, so we add another erode dilate? Okay. And so we re-squeeze. Oh, 0.08? Oh, we gotta make sure that we're looking at it. No, that's not right. Is it? Point 0.008. 0.008. And you get... Okay. Okay, so this is the original. And we got these artifacts. And so you erode dilate out. Like you push all the pixels out. But then you want to cut this part back down. So you add another. But the only thing I don't get is... Oh, because it's... Oh. Because to get back to where you start, you have to do like a little bit, tiny bit more. Because you would think that it would be 0.005 to get back to the starting point. But is that right? So let's see. Let's just look here. No. No. Why are they doing 0.008? If a slider in the inspector does not reach the value you want, you can often type in the number to extend the slider's range. The erode dilate has brought us closer to having a clean black and white matte. But visual effects are often a game of whack-a-mole, where you fix two problems and reveal another. The erode dilate has not removed a few white spots on the actors that we will have to fix. We also need to combine this newly generated matte with the actual RGB image of the actors to get an idea of our finished shot. So matte control. Embedding alpha into an image. The matte you created with the Luma keyer must now be combined with the RGB image of our actors. When combining mattes with RGB images, one of the most useful nodes is a matte control. One of its primary functions is to take the alpha channel from the image connected to foreground input and copy it into the image connected to the background. So from the toolbar, drag the matte control tool to the node editor near the erode dilate. All right, so matte control. Moving this thing up, and we're gonna plug that in. All right, and then we drag a third output from the actors node to the yellow background of the matte control. Okay, this is key concept stuff. Okay, but there might have been the background input on a matte is used to connect the image that will have the alpha embedded. So press 1 to view it. To view the RGB channels instead of the alpha. Press 1 to view the matte control in the viewer and set viewer 1 to view RGB. Okay. Oh yeah, don't forget to do that. Ah. Instead of the alpha, either by clicking the colors button and selecting color, or by clicking in the viewer and typing C. And maybe we want to switch those. That looks like meant for background, and that's background as well. Yeah, it's okay, so that's right. To the green output input, foreground input of the matte control. To embed the alpha channels into the actor's image in the inspector, set the combine menu to combine alpha and enable post multiply image at the bottom of the inspector properties. Oh man. Okay, so at the matte control, you select post multiply at the bottom. And then by choosing alpha, we're telling Fusion to copy the alpha. Oh, because I didn't do combine. Let's see. Let's read this closely. To embed the alpha channels into the actor's image in the inspector, set the combine menu to combine alpha and enable post multiply image. Yeah. So the thing is combine alpha. And then combine alpha. And then you turn on post multiply. Aha, this is the real man. I am glad we're doing this. By choosing combine alpha, we're telling Fusion to copy the alpha channel from our Luma key entering the node on the foreground input into the alpha channel of our actor's image, coming in on the background input. Okay, but why did we check the post multiply image option? We'll get into the full explanation in lesson 4, but for now, you should understand that there are two types of alpha channels. Pre-multiplied alpha channels are typically created by computer graphics or in combination with the RGB image. Straight alpha channels are commonly created by image processing apart from any RGB image, as we have done here with the Luma key. Although mine doesn't look like this. The merge node in Fusion always assumes the incoming foreground image with alpha is pre-multiplied. Since ours isn't, we need to perform the pre-multiplication. Tip: if you're wondering why the checkbox is called post-multiply, it's simply because it's happening after, in post, the alpha channel has been added to the main RGB image. The result is a pre-multiplied image. Confusing, but we'll cover the whole concept in much more detail in lesson 4. You now have the actors with the embedded alpha channel. But if you look in the viewer, all you'll see is a washed out white sky. We're trying to replace. Typically in a matte, the white areas are opaque and the black areas are transparent. That is the opposite of what we have. So we'll invert the matte. In the matte controls inspector, click the invert checkbox. Click the invert matte, bam! And then before going any further, it helps to view the composite of the foreground with the sky. The matte control output forms our new foreground with alpha, while the output of merge 1 contains the nice clean edges for our composite. Now you'll merge the two together. Select the merge 1 node and click merge tool in the toolbar and add a third merge. Can't I just put it here? What's it saying? While the output of merge 1 contains the nice clean edges for our composite, now you'll merge it. Select the merge 1 node and click the merge tool again. Okay. Okay. Oh, because this is supposed to be like that. And then we press merge again. And we plug this in. And then we view this. Oh, and that's it. Wow, this is like a lot. It's like a lot of work to get that sky replaced. Drag the output of matte control to the green foreground input on the merge 3. Select the matte control node. At the bottom, say click the post multiply. At the bottom of which one? Of matte control. What? Wait. Oh, they're saying to do another matte control? No. At the merge. Wait. In the matte controls inspector, click the invert. We did that. And then before going any further, it helps to view the composite of the foreground with the sky. The matte control output forms our new foreground with alpha, while the output of merge 1 contains the nice clean edges. Oh, I think that's where this is supposed to go out to here. Now you'll merge the two together. Select merge 1 and click the merge tool in the toolbar for a third merge. That's what we have here. And then drag the output of the matte control to the green foreground of merge 3. Select the matte control node. At the bottom of the inspector, I mean, I don't know. Looks like it's working. Right? I think that's it. That last bit about selecting the map control and inverting. I think they were just assuming that we didn't have this enabled. But anyways, that's it. We got our sky. Sky is replaced. Ta-da! Cool. I'm gonna BRB, take a 5-minute break. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. I will be right back. Oh! Just saw some messages on YouTube. Yo, money in boxing is pretty nice. Or ping pong. Oh, ping pong. I'm okay at ping pong. Not boxing. But ping pong, I could play. Yeah. If you ever want to play ping pong, let me know. Hello, hello. There is our perfect mat. That was a lot of steps. That was kind of harder than I expected. But we can do this. We won't do it now, but we can do this next time on the project that we were working on a few episodes back. So that's exciting. Okay, next one. Let's see. Oh, tracking the sky. We didn't finish tracking the sky. We're probably only going to get to like 2 of these today. Tracking the sky into position. As you play with the comp, it looks fine when the image is still, but you soon notice that it's a little not quite right. Oh yeah, you see. What happens? Oh, that's actually that's something. Little block. Okay, but we're gonna fix the sky first. You select the merge to that is connected to the sky, and then you go. What? Did we already make the track? Tracker position. What tracker position did we do? You'll need to apply. Okay, sorry. Let's read this. As you play with the comp, it looks fine when the image is still, but as soon as it plays and the camera moves, the illusion falls apart. For this sky replacement to work, the sky needs to move as the camera moves. Instead of using the tracker node, as you did in the previous lesson, you'll apply the tracker as a modifier. Select the merge to that is connected to the sky node in the node editor. You'll need to apply the tracker modifier to a node that contains position controls. The merge tool includes center X and Y controls that can be used to reposition the clip connected to the foreground. Yeah, but we didn't do a tracker yet, right? In the viewer, right-click on the merge's center on-screen control. So you click there, and from the menu, choose Merge to Center, Modify With, Tracker Position. Okay. Right-click, Merge to Center, Modify With, Tracker Position. Okay, but we don't have a tracker. Alternatively, you can right-click over the center control in the inspector to attach it to the tracker. That's usually what I've been doing, but good to do it that way too, whatever. The tracker modifier is attached to the merge's X and Y controls. Although the process of tracking is the same as the tracker node, the tracker modifier is a single point tracker that tracks up and down and side-to-side movement. So it is more limited than the multi-point tracker you used in the split screen. Still, it is perfect for quick, simple tracks, as we have here. Adding a tracker modifier displays the tracker pattern and search rectangles over the center position in the viewer. Since it is a modifier, the tracker controls are displayed in Merge 2's Modifier tab. At the top of the inspector, click the Modifiers tab, and then we want to track the Actors node. So up here, track. I guess you click and drag, or we could have. Let's see what happens if I just remove that. You could right click here and do connect to actors that way as well, or click and drag. Okay, so now we're loaded on. So this So the tracker we're about to do is based off of this scene, and it's going to modify the position. It's going to transform the sky so that it matches the movement in this scene. That's it, right? At the top of the inspector, click the Modifiers tab to display the tracker controls. Oops. And we want to track the actors node. As you drag a node from the node editor into an inspector source field, the node will appear to move at first, but it'll snap back. Yeah, that's just saying how we did it just now, how we dragged it. We dragged it over there. But here, modifiers, throw it on. Move the playhead to the start of the render range. Just as you did in the previous lesson, you need to position the tracker over a high contrast area that moves precisely how you want the sky to move. For this shot, the ridge in the background has a few rocks that stick out. These would make a good high contrast tracking point. So these ridges, we can grab this point and put it here. We have this, oops. Oh, here we go. All right, whatever, this looks good. And what do they want? Just one? For this shot, the ridge is good. These would make good high contrast places. In viewer 1, drag the handle to the upper left corner of the pattern box to position the tracker over the small sharp rock sticking out on the ridge between the two actors. All right, whatever, fine. This is better, I guess. Unlike when viewing the tracker node, the pattern box does not expand to show the magnified view. Yeah, that's what I was just noticing. You don't get a little preview of what you're tracking on top of. However, the inspector does contain a small preview of the selected area. Since the camera does not move very fast, we can leave the search rectangle at its default size. In the inspector, click the track forward. This doesn't look like it's... Or it's over here? Whatever. Okay. Okay, let's let it go. What? So much for that being a great spot to track. Let's cancel. Let's go back. Set the... Let's get back to the modifier. Oh, that's a weird thing that happens sometimes. It just doesn't show up. What's the deal here? Versions? No. Refresh? Reset? No. What's the move? We could, I guess, remove track 1. Want to make sure that we didn't... Yeah, we're still good. So we can, once again, do it this way where we right-click, center, connect to, or modify with tracker position. That creates the modifier up here. Then we have to set the tracker source to this. We can just click and drag there, or you could have right-clicked. Now we place this, and I can't see anything. Oh, this seems right, actually. This is what they were saying. Kind of weird, but whatever. And for, you know what? I'm gonna take this part. Okay. Now we're good to go. We're on the first frame. Track forward. That looks Good. Okay. Looks good. In the inspector, track forward, viewer 1 displays the progress of the track until the analysis is interrupted in around frame 90 when the actor's head obscures the rock. Yeah, that's what, oh, so they want that to happen. You'll need to find a way to continue the tracking for the remainder of this clip. Although the rock you initially selected is fine for the first half of the clip, it won't be the solution for the second half. But this is a key concept, which is how to pause trackers, I guess, and then pick up from a different one, maybe? Let's see. If the tracker is interrupted prior to frame 90, try repositioning the pattern box or making the pattern slightly smaller. Fixing interrupted trackers. Okay, so this is like a side quest. Because I put it over here. I just picked a place that was consistent throughout, but they want to talk about a different concept, I guess. Which I don't know how to do. That's why I did it. That's why I did that. Let's see. When tracking process is completed, a dialog appears to display information about the number of frames tracked and the time it took. In the dialog, click OK to continue with the composite. You now have a solid track for, oh, so if it just stops, what's supposed to stop. So they're saying if you had gone to, here, yeah, and you had set it to, oh, that's another thing, is I should have put this to best match. But what? So it was like, if it failed, it was going to stop and then figure out what to do? Or do track center append? And you can keyframe these, probably. I think it's around this area stuff. But in the dialog, click OK to continue with the composite. You now have a solid track for the first 90, but you'll need another solution for the remaining 70. Instead of giving up hope, you can keep the tracking data of the initial rock you selected for the first half of the shot and now identify. So let's do this. Let's figure out how to do it this way because, to be honest, I haven't figured it out myself. So let's go back to this rock. Looking over here. And we're going to track forward and it's going to fail at 90 or so, hopefully. Yeah. So it went through and I still didn't set it to best. But we can go to about frame 90 when it gets blocked. So right. When it starts like jumping off. So right here's good. That's 91 for us. Drag it to 90. This is the last good frame. At this point, you need to locate a new high contrast and you're going to do track append. That is it. Okay, cool. So if track 1 selection of the modifiers tab has closed, double click the label track 1. To reopen it in the inspector, set the path center menu to track append. Okay, so let's follow what they say. They say go to 90 and we go track append, right? And then we find it, we set a new spot and that merges them. The track center append setting allows you to move the pattern box over a new object and continue the tracking based on the new point. Ah. Oh. Okay, we'll put it over here. And then in viewer 1, you put it over here, click the track forward, like this one, track forward from current frame. Oh, that looks still kind of messed up. No, that's good. Ooh, that's it. Yay. New core concept unlocked. When tracking is complete, click done. Where's done? Done? Where's the done button? Or no, I think it popped up and we pressed done. And then it automatically blends the two. So that's good. That's a core concept. How to do that. Okay, sweet. You now have a steady track that follows the position of the camera movement. Since you applied the tracker as a modifier to the merge center X and Y, the motion of the sky automatically follows the tracker. Sweet. If you notice black at the edge of the frame, it may be that the tracking data is pulling in black from outside the sky image's frame. To fix this, simply readjust the sky positioning using Transform 1. And now we're blending the original sky. Man, they said this was going to take 50 minutes. It doesn't look like this is 50 minutes. This is like at least an hour and a half type thing. Okay, so you leave the sky. If you leave the sky replacement as it appears now, it just looks like a pasted on sky. But color correcting the sky clip, we can adjust how it blends with the original sky, creating a more natural comp. Select the sky clip and add a color corrector node using the select tool dialog, shift spacebar. Okay, so we select the sky clip and then we do color corrector node. Color corrector. We also want to preview. Okay. And then we adjust the gain up to blend back some of the original sky. A value of around Fibonacci 1.618 could work. You can also play with the gamma to adjust the contrast of the clouds if you like. Okay, so they're saying turn up the gain. Ah! Those 618 was their number. You can also play around with gamma to adjust the contrast of the clouds. Perfect. There it is. Perfectly, like just part of the scene. It's like they recorded it like this. Now let's see. Okay, this is the regular. Enough fooling around. Let's see. We turn this up, down. I don't know. I'm turning it down, I guess. I don't know. Actually, I don't have I have the eye saver mode on right now, so I don't actually see the proper colors. Some sky replacements require a few mattes, and some require none. Some might require a bit of color correction to get the foreground and background to match better. The goal of this lesson was to give you a basic structure you can build on for any sky replacement you may come across. Yay, we're done. That's the node tree. Oh my god, it looks like just what... Wait. Oh. We did it. Ta-da. Cool. All right. To reinforce the concepts you learn, there will occasionally be optional exercises at the end of the lessons. These exercises will be very similar to the procedures you will have just completed. However, they will have brief directions for guidance instead of detailed step-by-step instructions. In this practice exercise, you'll need to use the masking and tracking skills you've learned from these past 2 lessons. Using the third edit in the timeline, you'll simulate depth of field by creating a mat around the robot in the background, tracking the mat, blurring the remaining robots, and adding a separate, stronger blur to the background. From the edit page timeline, go to the third edit in the timeline. You know what? I think maybe to drive home these skills, we should apply this to our clip from yesterday. Recent the title sequence. Hopefully it doesn't blow up my camera. I mean my computer. But we hop in here. Our old friend, hello. Let's try and get, oh yeah, because where we left off was I messed up the placement of this text. But whatever. Let's revisit the sky replacement. Or figure out why it doesn't quite look right. Or figure out how to Luma key it out. That was it. Let's do the method that we just learned. Yeah. Okay. So go here. And then this rainbow tunnel foreground. I think it was the foreground clip, right? No, I lied. Okay, let's not do this now. Let's just keep going with the exercises. So if we go on the edit page, we can see this optional exercise right here where we could do some combined techniques to do like a lens depth blur. Sounds like. So what did they say? From the edit page timeline, go to the third edit in the timeline. The blue markers. And switch to the fusion page. Bring both layers into the fusion page. Okay. So we gotta check if it's the right size. So this is 720p and this one's the 1080. So we probably want to do the thing that we did before where we disconnect that and we could hop into this one like this. Then from the media pool, we can find that clip. Where would it be? Where would that clip be? Edit page, this is... Here it is. This is our 720? No, we want the one that was smaller. There it is. We could just drag it in, just like that. And create a polygon map for the frontmost robot on the left. Okay, to figure out what they're talking about, let's watch this. Okay, so they're talking about robots. So we're going to do a robot. We're going to mask out this one, this front one. This is exciting. You'll simulate depth of field by creating a mat around the robot in the front, tracking the mat, blurring the remaining robots, and adding a separate, stronger blur for the background. So we track the robot and apply the tracking data to the polygon mat. So the first thing is, well, step 2 is to bring both layers in, create a polygon for the frontmost robot on the left. Polygon mat. Okay, so this is what we want to look at, and we're doing a polygon mat. The polygon, and what? They want us to draw it in? Maybe? What? Like that, and then for whatever reason, after you close it, you can go back and kind of correct these. Is this supposed to be like a really good mat? I don't know. Or can it be dirty? Or it doesn't matter, right? You just do, like, first you just kind of do a basic blocky mat, and then you can fix it up later. Yes. That's it. I don't have to go crazy about it yet. We're just setting it up. So track the robot and apply the tracking data to the polygon mat. Okay. And so they want us maybe to do the same thing again that we did, where we do center, modify with tracker position. Then we go to modifiers, and then we drag media 2 to be the source. And then I didn't start, but I can still save it. I didn't start this on the first frame, but it's okay. We can just track backwards from this point. Also, I'm going to do best match. Track backwards from this point. And then we can go back to this point and track forward from this point. And that looks no, that's right. That's right. We attach it. We attach it. So track the robot and apply the tracking data to the polygon mat. Okay, I did that. And then add a blur to the robots node and use the mat so the blur applies only to the robots in the back. Okay, wait. So they're leaving out stuff. We have to use our brains. So track the robot. I did it. And then how do we apply that? Do we need to do like background stuff? Do we have to do background things? No. Wait, what? No, I just plug this in. What? Huh? Huh? Do we have to merge these, maybe? And do that, maybe? Oh. Huh? Well, that's kind of it, right? Or that is the setup? No, this feels ugly. It doesn't feel right. But I think that might be it. And then you add a blur to the robots node. Oh. What if we do it this way? No. Do it here. No. Uh-oh. Is it that time? When the brain starts shutting down? So we track the robots and apply the tracking data to the polygon mat. We did that. The polygon is... We click this. Ugh. Ugh. What kind of polygon? Is that moving? It's not moving. Why is that not moving? So if we go modifiers, track 1. Do we need to apply it here? Huh. I have a feeling this is because it's resizing. So let's see if we actually switch these. So now this is the foreground. Plug this in. We still can't plug it in. That's strange. Oh, but we could still do this thing, but not what we want, right? Hmm. Oh man. Let's see. From the edit page timeline, go to the third. We bring both layers into the fusion page, create a polygon around the frontmost. Okay. Maybe if we try plugging this in, not to the mask. This is the thing that's 720. So confused that I can't plug this in. Huh. What if we change this to this 1280 by 720? 1280 by 720. We gotta turn off auto resolution. 1280 by 720. And we plug this in. That's so strange. Let's try that again. Let's remove that. Add a new polygon. Do it around this guy. Now we're going to click our media 2. Oh, I did it again. Here, let's just start here. Okay. So with the polygon selected, and I want to delete it here. Okay, that looks perfect. Looks perfect. Yep. Bruh. Bruh. Okay, perfect. Now we right click, center, connect to modify tracker position. Now with the media selected, or no, now we go, oh, is that what it is? Or we have to, oh, the merge. The merge is the thing that needs to be modified with the tracker position. Modify with tracker position. Let's back up a sec and remove that. Okay. Okay. Right here, center, modify with tracker position. Cool. Now we go into modifiers. That's right. Now we're getting that displaying properly. the thing that's going to, oh, it's already hooked up to media 2, be the tracker source. Cool. So I'm gonna change it to best match because I think that's useful or good. And I'm going to set this on his pacifier. On his air breathing unit. And then let's see. Track forward. That looks good. Okay, so now we got. Yo, but how do we? Oh, there we go. Now it works. Now it works. What? Oh, maybe. Okay. I don't know. No, it doesn't work. What the heck? Let's see. Am I supposed to plug this in here? Struggle bus. Welcome to the struggle bus. I'm your captain. So what's going on? Maybe we have to invert some stuff. Huh. Huh. If we, I mean, this is the thing that we just did. The way that I was doing it before was to actually just bring in a tracker and do the tracking. Yeah, but that's the thing. We have a tracker. The tracker's on this merge. So this center XY, maybe we could connect it to connect it to modifiers, center XY, connect to bruh. Oh man. Okay, let me just go back. I'll just do it the way that I was doing it before. We delete this track, we like reset things. I could just make a new tracker. Tracker. Set the tracker on your spot. That. Track forward, set it to best match, track forward. Okay. So we could disconnect that. We have that tracking data. We need a mask around this guy. Let's invert it. Dirty mask. Actually, wait, let's just go to the start here. We have the whole character. Oops. Okay, that's what we want. And then we could turn off invert. And then this could be modify center XY. You can connect the center XY to this tracker to tracker path position. It throws it way off. Why? We could go to modifiers and then like replace it, but that seems kind of weird, right? I feel like something's not quite right about that. That would work, but I feel like it's not doing it quite right. What if I center XY. It's probably like a modify connect to center Y, connect to tracker 1. I think it is position. That seems kind of busted actually. And then I move it back into place to correct for it this way. Doesn't quite seem right. But it's dirty, but it works. And then we could fix up the mat a little bit more if we want, and it will hold. Okay, so we then can pull off another instance of this. We can have a merge. We can have another merge here. And just pull it off like that. No, we can't do that. Because we have this. We have to do like mat control stuff here now. Or just pull in another instance. Man, I feel like I am... It's like, oh, the book's like, this is how you should do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, let me just try and not do it that way next. Because I could pull in this clip like this and just attach it like that. And now we're back over there. Flip these. So this is the background. This is a weird setup, but it works. If we attach the blur to this one, no. What if we attach a blur up and then switch this? There we go. The only thing, so that works, but it's not how they were explaining it, I'm pretty sure. So you add a blur to the robots node and use the mat so that the blur applies only to the robots in the back. And then you add a blur to the background. So it is blurred more than the robots to simulate greater depth. Oh, so you merge it together with the final piece here. So this can merge together. And the original clip was, so maybe we want to also merge this. And then merge, then come here. And this can have a blur as well of more. Oh, fake depth of field. Then here's the final image. Actually, they messed up. They need to fix this. They say this is the finished, but they forgot to blur their background. So lesson review. Okay, well, we accomplished something. There's might be a better way to do that with the tracking. I kind of mixed that up from the previous lesson. But hopefully, if you're following along, you're good. True or false? Clips from the media pool use the timeline resolution when added to the Fusion node editor. True or false? Clips from the media pool use the timeline resolution. True. True or false? The merge node contains apply modes such as screen, multiply, and darken. True. True or false? To offset a tracking point when a pattern becomes obscured, you must create a new tracking point. Yeah, and you have to set it to append from the spot that you fell off the track from. And then true or false, tracking tracker modifiers have all the same controls and functionality as tracker node. No. No, it's like a simplified thingamajig, but you can still get it to do stuff. But it's a little simplified, or it doesn't have like the same preview functionality. But besides that, pretty similar. And then true or false, a Luma keyer is used to create a mask from the brightness in an image. True. Yeah! Yeah! Okay. Well, I'm going to take a 5-minute break right now. So I'll be right back. And then we'll continue for another hour. So thanks for hanging out. BRB. All right, let's see. So that was replacing a sky. Oh, and the answers was false. Adding a clip from the media pool to the node editor uses the clip's native resolution. True, the merged node contains apply modes such as screen, multiply, darken. Yeah, to offset a tracking point, you must set the path center menu to track center append. Yeah, combine the stuff. False tracker modifiers track only a single tracking pattern, while a tracker node can track multiple patterns. And then true, a Luma keyer is used to create a mask from the brightness in an image. And then next up is replacing signs and screens. But I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like maybe it might be better to just take these lessons one at a time rather than blast through it. Yeah, that's what I found with the reading through the manual itself, was that it was way better just taking it one chapter at a time per episode. I think that's probably what we're going to do here. But I think this might be. I'm kind of struggling along today. Headache all day. I still feel pretty lousy. I wanted to push through and get in as much of this as possible, because on Friday and Saturday I'm not going to be streaming, and then I'll stream on Sunday, and then I won't stream on Monday either. I feel bad, but I feel bad stopping a little early today, because I'm gonna be a couple days there, but I feel like I gotta pause here for today, because I'm really kind of feeling not so hot. So yeah, so I'm gonna take a rest, stop here a little early for today, but thank you for tuning in. Once again, this is these are exercises that you can find in the BlackMagic Design Products DaVinci Resolve training section. You can download these files and go through it. You can follow along as I'm doing it, or you can go ahead and read through and figure the lessons out on your own. But I'm going to call it here for today. Thanks so much. My name is Aptitude. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you. I'll be here tomorrow. So see you soon. Peace.